Okay, here we go. We're at Churchy Damsik. Churchy Damsik. Where's the confuser, guys? I think. Yeah, Churchy Damsik means all the advices. Here it means advices. Generally, Damsik means like a pledge. But here it means advices. Churchy means Dharma in general. General Dharma advices, try to keep them. And specifically, Lojong Damsik. Your promise to treat other people the same as you treat yourself. That's all. Lojong. Dakshin Yamjay. Okay? Those two commitments. Okay, that commitment, Damsik Ni, Sok Dan Dete Sung. Say Sok, Dang, Dete, Sung. This language is very, very famous when you take a vow and you say Sok Dan Dete Sung. Sung means I will keep it. I will keep this commitment. Sok Dan Dete means at the cost of my life. At the cost of my life. Then there's these very romantic movies. Did you see the Shensang movie from China? It's pretty good. Shensang's story from China. Good. They did a good job. And when they teach this part of the Lam, they say, if somebody grab you and put a knife to your neck and say, will you give up the Lojong? You have to say, no. Then they, Okay. Unfortunately, you cannot meet this very often. Like it doesn't really happen, Most people don't care at all what you do. And that knife is just coffee and cinnamon rolls and Netflix. Okay, Netflix is the knife. Okay, like some people lose their life to Netflix and to coffee shop and things like that. I don't think in our lifetime there will be some kind of revolution and all the Buddhist people will have to swear to give up Buddhism or die. It's very romantic. If you get a chance, good luck. I suspect we won't die. But every day you have the same choice. Netflix has a knife here, and every day you have the same choice. Give up your life or give the Dharma, which one? Which one will you choose? Okay. The quiet, Netflix every day, quiet, waste time every day. That's how most Buddhists die. Their practice killed by that, okay? By Netflix, okay? That's why we are sneaking into Netflix, okay? All right. I'm not supposed to fundraise for that, right, Seiji? I'm not supposed to tell them we have to pay some of the Netflix money to get into Netflix. Do you understand what I'm saying? But this is ACI, so I cannot fundraise for Seiji's project. But he's right here in the white shirt. And it's an expensive project. And all the worldview organizations. It's supposed to help everybody. It's supposed to help all of our organizations. So sometime I'll fundraise for it. If you would rather just talk to him privately, that's okay. All right. Nyomong sen kawa dang nyambo ten kawa dang ginchu kawa sum na nenten dushi shipa chene lap. Kawa sum, say kawa sum. Kawa means hard to do, difficult to do, okay? Difficult to do, kawa. And this means there are 3 difficult things to do, kawa sum. And by the way, all of this section is like little, advices like the 3 toughs, the 3 tough things. And then there's going to be the 2 exciting things, and there's going to be the 4, like that, okay? And then they just go very fast. I think he's getting impatient to reach the 6 perfections, okay? And he starts to speed up. If you're very sensitive with scripture, you can feel it. It's called tapgyu. Say tapgyu. Yeah, Nick knows. It's called a horse race. When the Lama is running out of time because he talked too much about fundraising, then they start to teach faster and faster. Okay, they call it tapgyu. I feel he's doing tapgyu here. Okay. Nyomong Ngosen Kawa. This, we had it yesterday, Ngun Zin. We had the present tense yesterday, and it was identify or recognize something. Here it says Nyomong Ngosen. What's it mean? It's hard to catch when you're having a klesha. Klesha means negative emotion. I couldn't find a good English word. It's anger, desire, hatred, irritation, unhappy, blah, blah. Okay, I call klesha, okay? Mental unhappy thought, okay? Bad attitude. And he says they are difficult to recognize when you're having them. Why? Because you're having one. When you have one, it messes up your mind. And it messes up your mind so you can't recognize that you're having one. It's cute, right? Negative emotion has a special self-preservation technique. When you get angry, you truly believe you are not angry. When you have bad desire, you truly believe you are not having bad desire. You're sitting there at the cake shop in the Okura Hotel, downstairs, first floor in the middle, on the right side. And you're looking at apple tart, and you're like, I don't have klesha. Because the apple tart took control of your mind already. When you have klesha, you don't know you have klesha. Okay. So nyomong ngusin kawa, it's difficult to know when you have a negative thought in your mind, because the negative thought in your mind changes your mind, and you can't see yourself. Okay. Second one, nyembo tenkawa. What's nyembo? Yeah, the antidote, like the antidote for apple pie is to eat it quickly, and then it's not there anymore. Right, Rob? Me and Rob worked on one. It's difficult to think of the antidote when you're in the middle of when you feel angry at somebody. It's impossible to think about patience. It's not possible. Okay. Third one, gyun chukawa. This gyun, by the way, the Sanskrit is $100. Gyun. Gyun. What's the Sanskrit? Gyun or gyut? Aya. Tantra. The Sanskrit is Tantra, okay? $100 for Nick, okay? Yeah. To get your surfboard. So Tantra means flow. Tantra means the flow, right? It can mean secret teachings, but usually the word means flow, okay? Tantra. And here, Gyunche Kawa means, Che from Dorji Chupa, Jinganjing, to cut, yeah. So to cut the Tantra means to cut the flow. It's when you're in a anger attack, or a jealousy attack, or upset attack, or apple pie attack, right? Then it's so very difficult to interrupt it, okay? It's usually you only realize you had it the next day. Like 24 hours after it finishes, you say, oh, I got angry yesterday, or I ate 6 apple pies yesterday. Usually you only understand the next day. Okay, so Gyunju Kawa means these are the 3 kawas. It's difficult to know when you're having a klesha attack. It's difficult to apply the antidote. And it's very difficult to cut the flow before it runs its natural course, before it ends by itself, which sometimes can take 10 years if it's a divorce. Okay, it's difficult. It takes a long time to cut those naturally. Okay, They just run out of power, right? Nenten dushe. Nenten means work hard. Work hard. Understand the nature of your mind when you're having negative thoughts. Study your mind like a scientist. Study your own mind. There's a lot to learn about your own attitudes, about your own moods. Get to know your moods. Get to know how to stop your mind. Don't let your mind push you around. Okay? The mind can be like, I have the friend next door. He has this big dog. The dog's name is Winston. Okay? And he's really mean and big, and when he gets off the rope, I just run into my house. And he has a crush on my wife. I'm kind of jealous of Winston because she just gives him treats every day, and he has a crush on it. He comes by the house and he's like, and your mind is like a big, powerful dog. And your mind is like that. You have to put a rope on your mind, and you have to control it. Okay, don't let it go by itself. Okay, you got to control your mind. You have to learn to get to know your mind. Okay, it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. Everybody goes to the gym to build up their muscles. Look nice, and then they let their mind do whatever the hell it wants. You know what I mean? And it's ugly. The mind is ugly. Their body is very beautiful and their mind is ugly. So I think my policy is eat apple pie, let the body do anything. Try to keep the mind beautiful. Okay. All right, got it? No, you should have beautiful body and beautiful mind. Okay, both you should do. Lama Sambo Donchel. There's a picture now of yeah, this is the right picture. Yeah, you guys got it. Yeah. I used to be in the Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout, by the way, which is the highest. And it takes like many years. And when you reach Eagle Scout, there's a secret award after that. And I'm not supposed to talk about it. But don't tell anybody. It's called Order of the Arrow, and it's a secret test. They give a test. And when you finish Boy Scouts, maybe you're about 13 years old or something. And then if you I don't know, if your teacher thinks you're qualified, they have a special test, and they take you way out in the mountains. And they give you 2 matches, and they give you a knife, and they say 3 days later, they say, see you in 3 days or 4 days. And it's hard. It's really hard. You burn the first 2 matches immediately because it's cold. and it's really cool. It's a cool test for young people, and it's pretty serious. And to get to the mountains, you have to ride a horse. You have to put the supplies on a horse or a donkey. Burro is better. Horse looks nice. Burro carries more. But burro is a real, asshole. That's why they call him ass, maybe. They are very grumpy, and. But you put everything on them. They can carry 5 people's load, and it's nice to have one. If you're going far, it's nice to have a bird. So here's the next one is called loading your supplies. The next part of the Lojong is called loading your supplies, which is called dzom. Okay, in Tibetan it's called dzom. Lama Sambo Danjel. Number 1, try to meet a good teacher and be picky about your teacher. Be super picky, okay? They say don't be like a hungry dog that finds a dog biscuit. They say be a little picky, so be picky in advance, okay? It's very bad luck to meet a teacher, study with a teacher, and then decide you don't like them. It's better to check them first. And a good way is to ask other people. Ask other people. Did you study with this person? Are they honest? Are they a good person? And check with the students. I like to check the students. If the students are all angry, stupid people, probably the teachers didn't do a good job. Check a teacher carefully. And it's okay to go to many teachers, try many teachers, but don't commit until you check them. Okay. What's the story Geshe Michael always tells for $100? Jeans, $100. Yeah. So my wife is super, super beautiful. That's why I chased her for 50 years. And 53. And I took her to the jean store, the cowboy store in Cottonwood. And she wants to buy a pair of jeans. And I always tell people that store, I hate that store. Many stores like Sephora, they don't have place where the boyfriend can sit down. You have to stand up. It's like church or something, And I have to stand up and wait for her. She tried on 41 pairs of jeans. Okay, I counted. Guess how many she bought? Yeah, she said, let's go to the other store. I'm like, I almost got angry, like that. But that's how you should pick your teacher. You should be picky. Go try 42 teachers. No, try. It's a lifetime commitment. It's a big commitment. Don't take a teacher easily. And so you can go to the store, that's fine. How can you try? Never, ever buy jeans online. It's so stupid. Go to the store, try them on, okay? I don't care what size they put in the internet. It's always wrong, okay? You try it on and 2 people can put in the jean or half people can put in the jean, So go and try the teacher, try for a while, say, I'm not committing. I just want to check you out. There in the ancient times, there's a tradition to check for 12 years. Check the teacher for 12 years. There's a very famous joke. A student went to the teacher and said, I'm watching you for 12 years and you pass. You're a good teacher. I'm going to be your student. And he said, let me check you for 12 years. Teacher said, let me check you for 12 years. So it's 24 years. Anyway, don't be afraid to check, okay? Anytime you buy something and the salesperson rush you, you're going to make a mistake. Like if you buy a new car, if the salesperson is very pushy, don't buy. It means there's something wrong with the car, okay? If the salesperson's like, I don't care if you buy it, I got 200 other people want to buy it, then you should buy it. Okay, so don't rush it. Don't let the Lama rush you. Okay, just say, I'm checking you out, and check them out. And don't be shy. It's a tradition. They should accept that. If the Lama doesn't let you check them, then I would try a different one. I would try somebody else. The good Lama should say, check me. Go ahead. Check it. Talk to my students. Everything. Check the internet. Look everywhere, and take me if you find out I'm a good Lama. Take me. If not, find someone who fit you. Every person has a different pigo, right? Bottom. How do you say Baruski? No, Puchka? How do you know? Okay. Anyway, everybody's butt is a different size. So maybe one teacher don't fit you. Maybe it fits your friend. Maybe it doesn't fit you. And don't be shy. Just say, I like you. You look nice. You're funny. But I think I need a different teacher. That's okay. That's fine. My teacher said, well, there's not much market in America. If you find one, you better take it. Anyway, that's a joke. Okay. Lama Sambodanjal means you met a good teacher. Lo le surua. This is lerung. This is the source of the word lerung. Okay, le surua. The full word is le surua. Rua means fit or ready. Le means to do the work. Le surua means ready to do the work. Ready to do the work, okay? It's like if you go to the gym and you want to lift, 20 kilos, your muscle has to be fit for that weight. If it's not, you will hurt yourself, okay? So le surua means fit. Ready for spiritual work. Ready for spiritual work. Le surua. That's such a famous word that Diamond Way retreat is called Le Surua. Okay, and the short name is Lerung. Okay, Lerung. So this is a very famous word. Diamond Way retreat is called Lerung. Okay, classical Lerung for Vajrayogini take about 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks, hard work, maybe 4 weeks. Okay, we call Lerung. When you get a empowerment into Vajrayogini, you commit to do 4 lerungs in your life. Okay, 4 3-week lerungs. And so this one means lo les rua. Your mind should be ready for the work, okay? You should have a good teacher, but your state of mind should be healthy, okay? Well rested, peaceful, okay? No big arguments or fights with people. Your mind should be ready. Le serua, lerung means ready. Your mind should be ready. Okay. Receptive. Tunken segatsawa. Then to do serious practice like retreat, you're gonna need some money. Okay. He says stop. Food, place to stay. You need Diamond Mountain. You need a good retreat cabin. Okay, you cannot do deep retreat anywhere. It should be a retreat cabin. It's better. Okay, it should be in a beautiful place, quiet place, and there should be a beautiful cabin. If people did retreat there before, it's very good. It's like good vibrations. Okay, so the cabin should be. If the cabin is built for spiritual retreat, then the feeling is going to be much better, okay? And try to find a place like that. And that means sponsors, you're going to have to find someone to pay. And Diamond Mountain, basically, if you're serious, we'll find a way to let you do a retreat, okay? If you're serious, we'll try to help you to do a retreat, okay? But don't just go from your bedroom to your bathroom and do a retreat. It's better to get out into a special retreat house to do these 2-3 week retreats, okay? Start with 2 weeks, start with 3 weeks, then do 1 month, then do 2 months, then do 3 months, then do 6 months, then do 1 year, then do 3 years, okay? Like that. Then that's enough. Okay. All right, Kent. Those people at Diamond Mountain, before I let them do 3-year retreat, I gave them 7 years of training. 7 years of training to do a 3-year retreat, okay? So don't get all excited about 3-year retreat, okay? 1 day of retreat with no preparation is miserable. 3 years of retreat with no preparation is miserable, okay? Okay, all right. You need training. You need preparation. Okay. All right. Ken say good song sawate. Che jebe gyuzo yudzom Dzom tupe mulam dep. Mulam dep means you should start making prayers that you get these three supplies on the donkey. Who's the donkey? You are. What are the three supplies? Good teacher, and your mind is ready, trained, and you have some support from good sponsors, good people. Okay, sponsors are very important in Buddhism, and I know it's not nice to talk about money. It's not fun to talk about money. If you want to do serious retreat, it's expensive. It costs money. The food costs money, and things like that. The cabin costs money, and it's good to get it ready. Okay, all right. You want to hear a funny money in retreat joke? This is why Grandpa is so entertaining for you. So I was fortunate when I started to learn yoga. What time am I supposed to finish, Tim? Where's Tim? 20 minutes. When I started to learn yoga, I was very lucky to get two of the best teachers in the world. They are teaching Pavarotti. They are teaching Sting. And this is David Life and Sharon Gannon, great yoga teachers. So they trained me to do yoga because I was going to go into 3-year retreat, and I thought I should learn to do some exercise in one room because I didn't leave that room for 3 years. So, and it's a very small room. So I thought yoga is perfect because I can do yoga inside the room. So I studied with them. I learned how to do it. They're good teachers. They're very strict, hard teachers. And I learned from them. And then I went into retreat and I asked them, will you agree to come and see me every 6 months or something? So I cannot talk to them, but they can talk to me. And there's a rule in retreat, your teacher can come and see you. Teacher can come and give you advice. So they said, okay, we will come. And after 6 months retreat, they came. And we had a special yurt, Mongolian house, small one, for meeting teachers. So they don't come to my yurt. I go to this meeting yurt, okay? And we built a special yurt for meetings with teachers, and we put a toilet next to it in the desert. You dig down like 10 meters, and you dig down 10 meters, and then you just have a small wooden house with the one seat and a hole in the seat. You try not to fall down. And we have one like that. And we have a rattlesnake who lives at the bottom. And they are very poisonous and very dangerous. And he fell down. He never came out. And he lived down there. And when you sit down, you can hear the but he cannot reach you, it's too far. And anyway, so David and Sharon came to see us, and we sit in the special place, and they killed us. This thing, and they say, bend over. And she took my hands and she put it on the ground, on the other side. I'm like, and she's like, good. She's very tough, crazy tough, And so then we did the yoga, and then they said, by the way, something bad happened. And we're like, oh. And they say, they run out of money for your retreat. There's no more money for your retreat. We're like, in retreat, your mind is very delicate. And you're like, and this is after 1 year, 6 months, we're like, and they said, don't worry, Ellie has a solution. She has we're like, and they say, I think we had 6 retreatants or something. She said, we will rotate. You come out for 1 month. Come out of retreat and work at McDonald's and make some money and support. Then each retreatant will rotate out for 1 month, 2 months, work at McDonald's. And we're like, and then they said, haha, April Fool. April, 1st of April, it's a joke day in America. So you make a big joke to somebody, and they're like, ha ha ha, April Fools. And we're like, you know. Then after like 2 hours, Davis say, I have to go pee-pee. And we're like, and we take him to the special toilet. And he closed the door, and we are listening. And then there's, "Ma!" And he run out, his pants are down. It was so beautiful. And we're like, so better to make sure you have the money before you do retreat. Otherwise, you're going to have some problem. That was so much fun. Okay. I think Q&A, Tim, am I right? Do you have any time? No, but what's the plan? Say again? Does the Q&A supposed to start at 4 or 4:15? No, but when was it supposed to start? He's so polite, it's hard to get him to tell the truth. But the plan was 4:15. Okay, good. So Q&A for 15 minutes. Okay. That I tried to time the joke at the right time. Okay. 3 kinds of questions. Number 1, about the topic, which is usually unusual. Second, if you have a personal question, I'm very happy to answer question. Don't be shy. Listen. I heard every embarrassing question 100 times. Many people have done more terrible things than you. Don't be so proud you are number 1. Okay. So any questions, okay. And then thirdly, if you have a philosophy question, emptiness question, you're welcome. Okay, I'll let you guys pick the person.
Thank you, Geshe, for your teaching. I have a question about, I heard about a saying in a sutra, saying that the outside world is aligned with our inner world. So like the star, like the color, like the animal, it all aligned with our inner body organ or body parts. Where can we learn more about this? I heard that the Kala chakra was discussing about that. I checked, but I was not able to find it. Mm-hmm. So could you please elaborate more on this? And if we could make use of this, then it's much easier for us to work inside.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Sure. 2 comments. Number 1, I think I told the story to some of you. I told all these stories. Please be patient with me. I teach every day of the year, almost. And I don't remember which story I told you and which story I didn't tell you. So anyway, I was translating. We have a book series called Classics of Middle Asia. And the Mixed Nuts books are these big major books. Nick's book is 700 pages. In fact, it's 2 books because it's too fat. And then we have pocket books, which are supposed to fit in your purse or you can put in your pocket. and you can carry them around. Like I used to take them to work, and when I do my lunch hour, I will read this. It's kind of easier Dharma books, and we are reprinting them. Rosa is reprinting them, and they're on ebook now. So just came out something. There's two already ready. Gibson is working on two more, and so we have these pocketbooks. I ran into some difficult translation in one of them. It's actually a Diamond Way book, and I couldn't understand the words. There were some strange words, and I went to my teacher. I had a dictionary called My Teacher. I never had a paper dictionary, or I didn't need it. I had my teacher. And I remember where he taught me each word. Almost, I can remember where I was. Like we were in a coffee shop or something. And so I asked him, I don't understand these words. And he said, oh, don't worry, those are astrology words. Then I said, wow, Pabonka Rinpoche, Diamond Way text, very deep. Astrology in the middle? Because in my country, astrology has a bad name. Astrology is like hippie people who take your money and they tell you anything, Oh, Pluto is in the eastern part of the sky. That means instead of $25, you have to pay me $50. And then you're like, what? Like, we don't like it. We feel uncomfortable with it. And I was surprised. I said, wow, astrology, And he said, don't think it's stupid. It's very deep. Buddhist astrology is very, very deep. And I said, how? And he said, these words are Buddhist astrology. And there was an astrology master in our monastery. And he explained all those words to me. I asked my teacher, when do you study astrology? It's not part of the Geshe course. He said only the person who finished the Geshe is allowed to study astrology. And it's like yoga. Those two things you have to finish Geshe. So I'm like, wow. So what is astrology? And he said, it's from the Kala Chakra Tantra. It's Tantra. It's secret teaching. And he said, we have this onion skin theory. Like your body has a kernel, and then it has layers, many layers. You have your physical body, then you have your prana body, and you have your karma body, and you have your emptiness body, chi body. These are all like layers of an onion. And according to the inner mental body and the chi body, the skin and the bones will also change. So this is your outside envelope. And then inside the envelope is your mind. And inside the mind is emptiness. And between there's a seeds, right? So if the seeds are good, the chi is good. If the chi is good, the chakras are good. If the chakras are good, the body is good. If the body is good, the sky is good. Okay, interesting. The next envelope. It's a very beautiful idea. So it is true that if you learn to read the stars and the planets correctly, you can tell a lot about your inner body. Okay? So, and that can tell you a lot about your mind. And so there is a system to pay attention to that. That's one answer. And that takes a lot of training, and you have to find a lama who knows Kala Chakra. And it takes a long time to learn. Those books are some of the longest books in Buddhism. Like Kedubje wrote 2, I think. They're difficult. So you can find a Kala Chakra master and study well with them. It takes a long time. But there's a similar training coming up on the next page of the Lojong. So just wait one day. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. It's coming tomorrow. Okay? All right? Okay. Okay. How are we doing on time, Timothy? You okay? Yeah? Okay.
谢谢老师。我想问的问题是，在几天前，我接到一通电话，我的家人可能即将要拔管，然后3年来，我常常经历一个生死之间的问题。那个问题就是，我有可能下一刻看到他们的决定，这个人就要死亡。去年我尝试着用种子改变一个人生命的死亡。可是，在家人的决定之下，我似乎是什么都不能做。我想知道，我学这个体系，我现在可以为这个人，在这个昏迷的当下或死亡的当下，要别人决定的时，我可以做些什么？谢谢。
就朋友在昏迷，但是你没有办法阻止他的家人拔掉他的那些事情。
对。
So basically, one of her friends is in sorry. My friend is in a coma, and their family might be making some decisions of letting 男的女的letting him go.
Yeah.
I've been trying to plant seeds to stop his death, but it seemed that nothing is working yet.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask, how can I plant some powerful seeds to really help my friend? I'm sorry. From this tragic.
Yeah. Okay. Good question. We had a similar question yesterday or the day before about euthanasia.
Acerca de la eutanasia de un perro. La respuesta es la misma. Si tú eres budista, si realmente comprendes la enseñanza, Buda. Hay una historia muy famosa del Buda. Alguien le preguntó a Buda, ¿cuántas personas van al infierno después de esta vida? ¿Y cuántas personas son las que no van al infierno después de esta vida? Y el Buda dijo, se tocó la punta de la lengua y tocó la punta. Normalmente él enseña en un jardín, tocó la tierra. Y luego él mostró unos cuantos granos de tierra en su dedo y dijo, tantos así es que no van al infierno. Y luego dijo, bueno, ¿y cuántos van al infierno? Y dijo, el resto del planeta. Billones y billones y billones, toneladas. Solo tan poquitos así no van al infierno. Todo el resto van al infierno. Y no es para ser interpretados, sino es literal. Ese es el porcentaje. Son las personas. Es muy común ir al.
If you could see the hells, or if you could experience them, if you can read about them and you don't really believe them, nobody believes it. There's a joke in the Christian religion that the devil's greatest achievement in this century is people don't believe in hell, and but if you could really see the hell, and if you know about this one, you will keep everybody alive as long as possible. No matter what, you will keep them alive. Whatever suffering they have in the hospital, whatever suffering they have in a coma, it's nothing compared to where they are going. If you could see where they will be 1 hour later, nobody would ever kill someone, because the next place is much, much worse. So it's in Buddhism. If you really understand Buddhism, it's better to try to keep them alive, even if they are suffering, even if the suffering is very serious. So give them. My father it's called Brompton's solution. It's yapin. It's cocaine and morphine, and give them cocaine, morphine, keep them from having terrible pain, but don't kill them. Don't let them die. And I know that's a difficult answer, and I know it's not a popular answer. And I'm not afraid to give unpopular answers. Maybe you noticed. But that's the official Buddhist position. But dan shit. If you don't really accept health and you don't understand them, and you just see the suffering of the person, and you understand, everybody understands there's no hope for them, and you feel you want to stop their pain. In my opinion, if you do it with that motivation, it's good for you and it's good for them, in my opinion. Okay, if your motivation is pure and you really want to help them, and we say pull the plug, if you take out the food or something. I believe personally, because of motivation is number one. Motivation is always 99%. If your motivation is good, I believe you make a good seed. And I believe if your motivation is pure, you can help. It's possible you can help that person. Then you should study carefully all the best prayers and the best practices to help them as they die. And they look like they are unconscious, but they can hear something and they can feel something. So it's possible to help them. If your family decides to pull the plug and you cannot stop them, I think to make everything peaceful, it's important that people die peaceful. And the family shouldn't be fighting in the room or disagree. And so if most of the family doesn't understand Buddhism and they want to end the person's life, I believe a real Buddhist can make it a good thing. I believe a real Buddhist can do powerful prayers and powerful prana practices. And I believe if you're well trained, you can help them a lot. And so it's kind of depends on the motivation. And I wouldn't fight with your family. I would try to respect the family's wishes. And you're not going to change their mind in 1 year or something like that. So I think it's better that there should be peace in the family. And if the person's dying, they can feel the emotions in the room. And so I think it's important that the family is united and supportive of each other, and they're not fighting about should we pull the plug or not. And I think that's more important. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.